Tony G switched up on Shedeur Sanders hard. Before the draft, Tony believed in Shedeur, but now he hates on Shedeur. He's finally admitting Dillon Gabriel played bad. The same people who said Shedeur Sanders is not ready are real quiet now.
First of all, if the Browns took Travis Hunter at 2, how far up would they have to go from 33 to catch a falling Shedeur?
Yeah.
I think they have to go a little too far.
Okay.
I don't believe he falls into the 20s.
Okay.
Okay. I think
Sanders' draft stock is falling and falling fast.
I am not buying that.
Okay.
I think that Shedeur is going to be regarded as the number 2 quarterback in this draft. And
Okay.
it's not going to get anything worse than that. And I think there are, 4 teams in the top 7 that are looking for quarterback.
Sanders' draft stock is falling.
He's the second best quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
According to most.
Did your opinion on that change after the combine? Because we did talk about that a little bit last week.
I don't think it changed, but I think the gap closed between 2 and 3.
Okay.
Rather than 1 and 2.
Okay.
So he's still firmly number 2 in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of most teams. He's the second best quarterback in this.
Tony. Don't tell me you used to be in love with Shedeur. Now he fell to the 5th round. Now you want to hate? Because he came, y'all drafted Dillon Gabriel, then drafted Shedeur second in the 5th. Tony, don't tell me you switched up on Shedeur that hard. What changed? What made you believe in Dillon Gabriel way more than Shedeur Sanders? You said Shedeur wasn't going to fall past the 20s. You were saying he was the second best quarterback in the draft. What changed? Tell me. Why are you now hating on Shedeur so hard? I'll tell you why. I know what it is. You trying to be the Skip Bayless of the Cleveland Browns. How Skip Bayless hated on LeBron his whole career until it came to a demising end. That's how you want to be. You want to hate on Shedeur and be the guy known and get the clout for hating on Shedeur for the rest of his career because you know Shedeur going to be successful. I see what you're doing, Tony. I see it.
I think yesterday was just Gabriel. I don't know what happened to him. If this game came directly after the Pittsburgh game, I would have said I think he got affected by that pounding he took in Pittsburgh, but he didn't look that way against Miami. He is just not getting the throws downfield, and he's not getting the looks. Isaiah Bond was open on that kind of scrambled play where Gabriel got tied up. He got out of the rush, and he just didn't see him quick enough and threw it out of bounds. The intentional grounding, come on, there's no excuse for that in the end zone. So I'm really down on Gabriel after that game. I know it's only his 4th start. Like I said, I've been defending him as much as anybody. And I just lay that game on the quarterback. That was awful.
That ain't the only game he was awful in. He was awful in the Miami game too. Quinshawn saved y'all. That's all Tony G. Quinshawn saved y'all against Miami. Dillon Gabriel ain't played up the par since he became the starter. I don't want to hear none of that, man. Now, yeah, it was on him. That was the worst game on film that he played because finally the defensive players caught the interceptions. He's supposed to have 9 interceptions total, Tony. You wouldn't be saying that if he would have had 9 real interceptions like he's supposed to. I don't understand it, man. We seen this in training camp, bro. It ain't nothing different. Shedeur was the best quarterback in training camp. Dillon Gabriel was overthrowing then, missing reads then, missed a wide open Jared Judy when he threw him the ball, and we was in practice. We talking about practice? Yeah. Practice is how you play in the game. That's what they always taught me. That's what I always been told. But then when Shedeur get on the Cleveland Browns, practice, this just practice. He throwing this 70% completion percentage in practice. He got 6 touchdowns in practice. No. Then he go out there the first preseason game and ball out, and we ain't seen him since. Now you so stuck up and hung up on that Rams game with the whole offensive line got cut, and Dillon Gabriel still didn't do nothing. Then he threw a pick 6 in his first one. Man, you are ridiculous, man. Don't come back tracking. Keep that same energy. You need to double down, triple down, quadruple down, whatever cinco down, whatever number 5 is. You need to stay ride or die with Dillon Gabriel. Because I don't want to hear you talk about Shedeur. I don't want to hear you switch up and put that same energy you was hating on Shedeur. Now you want to speak positive. Nah, bro. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Because bro told y'all that they're going to start putting out these positive narratives, building up to start Shedeur. Start Shedeur. Even though Kevin got a personal vendetta against Shedeur where he thinks Shedeur not going to save his job, or he going to threaten the owner and the GM, if I play Shedeur, I got to keep my job. This is ridiculous, man. These folks are delusional and crazy, weird, don't make no type of sense on none of this. Tony G, keep that energy over there. We don't need it over here, bro. Keep that negative energy over there.
It was offensive. That's what it was. Really, I thought for the first, well, not the first.
Of that game, what could be coming. Speaking of that, Tony, real quick, before we get into all the what could be coming and where everything stands, what was your major takeaway of that game offensively yesterday?
It was offensive. That's what it was. Really, I thought for the first, well, not the first time, but listen, I've been a defender of Dillon Gabriel. I thought he threw a nice ball in training camp. His processing speed, all of that. But I thought that was a very big setback for him in New England. For the first time, Chops, I didn't think he was under duress in the pass protection game, Yeah. And the Vrabel and the Patriots were just stacking the box and daring him to throw, beat our linebackers even. Every other team, even the Saints, the Jets, have had success throwing on the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And except for that first drive, which was almost flawless, he just had a horrible game, I thought. I think, I charted, there were like 4 or 5 passes for negative yardage. Yeah. There were 10 completions for less than 10 yards. That's 15 completions I added up for about a total of 44 passing yards. Mm-hmm. Jerry Jeudy not getting any targets to the end. The intentional grounding in the end zone. It just was a horrible game. And I was very disappointed because Gabriel, you need to see rookies improve week by week. And he certainly did not. And I thought the Miami game was a big improvement over the Pittsburgh game. And this probably was his worst game. I mean, the 2 interceptions and the terrible offensive. He just couldn't find receivers. They only threw, I think, 4 passes or 5 passes to receivers, wide receivers.
Yeah.
Tony, we tried to tell you. Tony, but you so bent on hating on Shedeur. I don't know why you switched up, bro. I don't know why. But no, stick with Dillon Gabriel. You the biggest advocate. You believed in him so much when everybody was telling you, why? Projected 4th to 5th rounder versus a projected 1st rounder. Should have been the number 1 overall pick. Keep talking about, and this is his Cam Ward. They couldn't do a black quarterback. No one pick was a black quarterback. Shut all that mess up. Because when I'm telling you this, it was collusion. It ain't got nothing to do with race. It was collusion. They wanted to make a statement with Shedeur about this NIL and this brand. These players coming in the NFL with brands. I'm telling you, man, that prime equity is real. I'm telling you, man. It ain't real in the contract yet, but it's real. The NFL are scared of these big-time players with this NIL money coming in with these brands already, so they can't capitalize or create that player and make a brand from the NFL. They already got their brand. That's why Shedeur can go in there to the hood and don't call the Browns or the NFL and have a whole fun fest. Tony G, keep that same energy over there.
So it sounds like he's willing to stay with them. Now there's 9 games left. Let's get to the point where we're going to see Shedeur very soon, I think.
And don't you think, Tony, that they'll look at it and be like, hey, there's no better time now than with 2 weeks to kind of do this, right? Well,
that would make sense. That would make sense. At the very least, start Monday, giving him more reps with some reps with the number 1 team. But again, that's got to be the next step before playing them. You can't just put them out there without, practicing with the first team. So we'll look for that starting Monday.
And then the other quarterback in the
Can we actually finally see Shedeur Sanders get reps with the first team? Maybe, just maybe, Tony G might be on to something right now. You got 2 weeks coming up, but we already know Kevin done said he's sticking with Dillon Gabriel for whatever reason. But when you go out there and lose to the Jets, look, Cleveland, when you go out there and lose to the Jets, everybody gonna be screaming, put Shedeur in. I'm telling you, man, you can't make this up. You can't make this up.
It's just kind of there right now. But Deshaun Watson, Tony, it seems like we're maybe getting close to him being activated or something right there.
Yeah. I would expect after the bye week when we return, he might be medically cleared to practice. That's the first step for him. Mm-hmm. And then that activates a 3-week window. The Browns could use all of that 3 weeks or, just a few days and decide, let's activate him. So the first step is getting medically cleared to practice. You would think it's been so long, 8, 9, 10 months since Deshaun last played.
Yeah.
More than that he's going to need a couple weeks of practice. Mm-hmm. Not just lobbing a ball, but actually being back with his teammates on the field. So that's in the future. I think that's inevitable at some point. So Shedeur is going to play at some point. It's just a matter of when they plan these things. And I think that's what this week might be for, to plot out the timetable of what to do going forward. So a lot of 2 and 6.
Yeah.
And then they bringing back Deshaun Watson. I told you, man. I told you. But the owner, he got to stand 10 toes down on what he said. We big swing and a miss. But like Tony G said, this is the only time I agree with Tony G. They need to use this week to plan out what they plan is. Because we already know Dillon Gabriel going to come out and play against the Jets, and then they're going to lose that. And then we're going to see when does Shedeur play? When does Shedeur play? I'm predicting December 7th against the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick, versus Shedeur Sanders, who should have been the number 1 overall pick. Biggest game of the year, just because they done pitted 2 of these rookies together, Cam Ward versus Shedeur, since they had seen that well-off video, which didn't nobody know who Cam Ward was until he got on well-off. And then, that big controversy the media did. And now, Shedeur first start, selling out the whole stadium. Jimmy, come on, bro. Make it happen, Jimmy.